Anyway, so as y'all can see by the title, we have a I'm not gonna say a banger, but we got a long awaited video. If you knew that I was pregnant, because we already know that that's what the news is. If you knew, then you knew, and now you're gonna fully know. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Nevaeh. My channel is Vea, whatever. But yeah, so I've been gone for a minute. That's for another video, but I'm back. And you know, what better way to come back than with some crazy news? You know, I have other news. I got tattoos. I didn't have tattoos at first on my hair, you know, all that good stuff. But we're gonna talk about how I found out I am 18 and pregnant. So yeah, we're just gonna get straight into the video. So doing my bed, you know, it's a mess. It got all the stuff, all the information on my bed. But yeah, okay. So how did I find out I was pregnant? So I originally did not think I was pregnant. Like I'm not gonna say I was in denial, but I just didn't think I was pregnant. Like I was really on some like, not oh it can't happen to me, but just like it's not gonna happen right now kind of stuff. And I should have really, like, I should have thought about it. I found out because this was like late February. Yeah, this was like late February-ish. If I could find the exact dates, I'm gonna let y'all know. But this was like late February-ish. I was in like a relationship or whatever with some boy, and we would just always make like baby jokes. Like me and two of my friends, we would always make baby jokes with the boy, like, oh, you know, we're gonna have a baby and this and the third, da da da. So it's like, it was just a whole bunch of baby jokes in the air or whatever. And then, you know, when you just, I'm not gonna say like I just had that feeling, but I kind of just had that like that feeling in the back of my head. Yeah, so I just had that feeling like in the back of my head kind of when I would just make jokes and stuff. But at the same time, I was just like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen to me. So I was supposed to get my period like late February-ish. Like around that time I was supposed to get my period, like, yeah, like late February-ish. And my period didn't come. So I was supposed to get my period that Monday or Sunday or something like that. And my period didn't come that whole week, like till like my period, it didn't come that whole week. So at first I'm just like, okay, sometimes my period is late. But before that I was getting cramps and stuff like that, but my period didn't come. So I was supposed to get my period that Monday, didn't get my period. Tuesday came, didn't get my period. Wednesday came, didn't get my period. So usually my period is no later than like 3 days late. It's either 3 days late or just skip a whole month. So at first I'm like, okay, maybe it's just skipping a month. But then like knowing before, like, yeah, I was using condoms here and there, but like I know that there was times where condoms slipped off or the person ended up telling me they didn't use a condom or whatever. So I was like, all right, there could be a possibility. So Thursday came, I still didn't have no period. So I'm like, nah, something, you know, something's not right. So I came home that day. I had took 2 pregnancy tests. They were just the regular pregnancy test, just like this. This is not the original pregnancy test. I'll enter a picture. So I took the first pregnancy test and I looked at it and I'm like, wait, I see 2 lines and I'm used to seeing 1 line, you know, when I would take one. I'm like, no, maybe it's wrong. I took another pregnancy test and it had 2 lines again, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm pregnant. So at first I wasn't too like, so at first I was like, okay, maybe it's just saying this, but I had never got like a positive pregnancy test before. But I maybe it's just saying this and it's not really gonna, you know, I'm not really pregnant, whatever. But I took the pregnancy test and I went to my best friend and my little sister and I had told them, I'm like, the pregnancy test says that I'm pregnant or whatever. And they're like, so what you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm gonna let them know. So I called the baby's dad and I'm like, I'm pregnant. So everybody was shocked, like, oh shit. But at the same time, not really, because I had already told them like my period hasn't come, stuff like that, whatever. So I told my best friend, and when I really saw like, oh shit, like this pregnancy test is positive, I cried at first. Like I cried. But then I'm like, okay, maybe it's just saying this. Maybe I need to go to the doctor and I need to figure it out. So that's my cat over there. But so then my mom's talking in the back. But a few days went by and I started to get like back pains and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, like I just took a test and it said that I'm pregnant and now I'm getting back pains and stuff like that. What's going on? So Tuesday I asked my baby's dad to take me to the doctor. And we went to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, I went to the emergency room because I wanted to know like what's going on. I went like with the, okay, it's possibly I could be pregnant and I want to know if I'm really pregnant. But I also went with like, why am I getting these pains and stuff like that? Like, it wasn't just the automatic, oh, I think I'm pregnant, I know I'm pregnant. It was like, I want to know what's going on. So I went to the doctor, sit in the emergency room, all that good stuff. And they tell me, okay, you have to pee in a cup. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to pee in a cup. Pee in a cup, the lady comes back and she's like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, you're further than like when a person would normally come in. And I'm like, so how far am I? And she's like, you're 7 weeks pregnant. And I'm like, oh shit. So you telling me I've been pregnant since January? I'm like 7 weeks pregnant. Like, this is not no 2-3 weeks. Like, 7 weeks pregnant. Like, that's 2 months. So I'm like, oh shit. So they're like, yeah, so we're gonna do like, you know, we're gonna take some blood and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and you're gonna go and you're gonna get an ultrasound. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting an ultrasound. Like, I'm really pregnant. Like, ultrasound, I'm dead ass pregnant. So I'm gonna show you guys. When I went to the doctor, they gave me all these papers, like literally all these papers. Like, it has said, it basically says like they have prescribed me prenatal pills. Like, I literally have them right here. They prescribed me prenatal pills, everything. And I end up having a hematoma, which is like basically just bruising like kind of in your ovaries, and that could kind of come from, they said they think I had it because I didn't know I was pregnant, so I was still having sex while I was pregnant. And you know, probably was a little more rough than it should have been. But yeah, so then after, I mean, I got all that paperwork after, but once they like took my blood and they checked the urine and all that, they had sent me in to get an ultrasound. So when they sent me in to get an ultrasound, the lady, they had to go internally in because I'm only 7 weeks. I wasn't big enough to get a external ultrasound yet. So the lady had went inside, you know, in there. And when I first went to the doctor, like when I had took the pregnancy test, I had told my baby's dad, like, you know, if I'm pregnant, I'm not sure like what I'm gonna do about it, you know, like, because being 7 weeks pregnant, my birthday was in January. I had just turned 18, and I was drinking, I was smoking, I'm in college, so you know, I was just living it up. So I'm like, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, if it comes back that something's wrong with my baby, I think I'm gonna just, like, I'm against abortion, but I was like, you know, if there's something really wrong with my baby, I'd rather not put myself or the baby through all of that. I might consider abortions, but me and my family were against that. So once it came back and I went into the lady to get an ultrasound, she did my thing. The little baby popped up. I don't have that ultrasound with me, but I have a picture, so I'm gonna insert the picture. But my baby looked like a little turtle, a little ladybug, and I was just like, I fell in love instantly. Like, just at first just thinking, like, I'm getting emotional, but at first just thinking like, oh shit, like I could be pregnant, and going in and finding out, Nevaeh, you're pregnant, then going to get an ultrasound, and it's like, damn, everything just starting to feel so real. So I went in, I got the ultrasound done, and I saw the baby on the screen, and I think, oh, I'm about to cry, y'all. But yeah, so I went, and they were doing an ultrasound, and when I was laying on the table, like, I was there by myself. Nobody had went with me. Like, I had got dropped off and stuff, but because I had went to the emergency room, nobody could be, like, you know, in the room with me. So I was in there by myself and stuff like that. And you couldn't be, the place that I was at, since I was at an emergency room, you couldn't be on your phone. So I couldn't, like, record or anything like that. But the lady, it really started to feel really real. Like, wow, there's a baby in me, when the lady pulled up the heartbeat of my child on the screen. And I just was like, wow, like, I'm gonna be a mom, you know? So the little nugget of my child, you know, was on the screen, and the heartbeat was on the screen. And then I really feel like I really fell in love with my child. You know, any mother's gonna fall in love with their child, but I really fell in love with my child when the lady had told me, like, you know, because you have to tell them, yeah, I was drinking, I was smoking, in case there's anything wrong with the baby. But once they told me there's nothing wrong with your child, like, literally, like, my child had, like, the most normal heartbeat. My child was growing at a normal rate. everything was just perfectly fine. Like my blood pressure, nothing was wrong with my blood pressure and everything. And it was just so funny to me because 2 weeks before I found out, I had stopped smoking. I just, you know when you just get that feeling like I just stopped smoking, because I'm like, something just feel like it's a reason for me to stop smoking. Then when I took a pregnancy test, I'm like, yeah, I'm not smoking. Then the next week, that's when I went and I actually got an ultrasound done. So yeah, that just was like, damn, like I'm really having a baby. So I went and I had to go and sit down. You know, I had to wait after the ultrasound and stuff like that. And then once I actually got the ultrasound picture, like once they printed it out for me, like it looked like this, but it was a different one. But once they printed it out for me, I was crying. Like I was in there bawling my eyes out all by myself, texting my best friend and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm having a baby. Like I'm gonna have a child. Like it just felt so unreal, but so real at the same time. So that's how I like literally found out I was pregnant or whatever. And then just after that, I had to I'm gonna do a video about when I told my mom, but after, and how I told my mom, how my mom took it and stuff like that. But after, like the next day, after I was like, I want to keep my baby, like, you know, I just feel like as a mom, like when you know, I'm not a, like I'm technically a mom, but you know, my baby's not here yet. But as a mom or soon to be mom, it's just something about hearing that heartbeat. Like maybe it's just for me personally, but hearing my baby's heartbeat, like that's life that you're giving. Like that's a person who's, but that's life that you're giving. Like that's a person whose breath you've created. So you know, I heard a whole bunch of, maybe I'll do a video on that too, but I was getting backlash kind of, and not from my family though, but from like people I thought were my friends, and even my child's dad. I was getting backlash and stuff like that about, like, you know, are you contemplating an abortion? Are you contemplating, like, what are you doing, like adoption? I'm just like, no, like I'm gonna have my kid for me. Like, you know, it was a beautiful thing to have a family, but I was having my kid. I'm having my kid for me. I didn't want to have an abortion. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But just being like the mom, like that's a human being, and that's life that you're carrying and that you've created. You know, of course you need, hey, don't do that. Of course you need, oh, I'm so emotional, y'all. Ooh. But of course you need the child's father to create a baby with you. And I have nothing against my baby's father, you know. We're not together. That's another story. But I have nothing against my child's father. But me personally, I'm just like, I heard my child's heartbeat, you know, like I've seen, like I saw my child, and then now I'm 13 weeks pregnant. So it's like I went from 7 weeks to 13 weeks pregnant, and you know, that sounds like a short amount of time, but as a pregnant girl, it's really not. Like pregnancy can feel like forever. And I went from my child, like I'm literally going through all the stages with my baby. Like my baby is growing super fast, so it's like, you know, I'm literally seeing my child go through so many different stages. Like my child went from looking like a little ladybug to nothing, to looking like a little alien, to now I'm gonna show you guys, my child looks like a baby. Like my child looks like a human being, a baby. Like, you know, I just went to the doctor today too. My baby is healthy as ever, big as hell, growing normally, like, you know. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. You know, I'm not gonna go too much into any more details like regarding anything else, because I do want to do like updates with you guys, say you guys to the doctor, me, stuff like that, whatever. But yeah, so right now they have me on vitamin D pills. So vitamin D pills are generally good for you anyways, but being that, you know, I'm eating for 2, I'm living for 2, my vitamin D level is a little bit lower than it should be for 2 people. So I'm on vitamin D pills, I'm on prenatal pills. I'm gonna show you guys the prenatal pills I take. They have me on these prenatal pills. You can take any kind of prenatal pills, but the doctors, they just gave me these. And then I also have like the regular counter ones, but these I kind of don't like them because they're big, they're hard to swallow. So I also have these. And I also just take my regular vitamins too. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't eat the healthiest, but you know, when you are living and eating for 2, you kind of try and change things around. I'm not around anybody, like I try my best not to be around like smoking and all that extra stuff anymore, because like I said, you are living for your baby. But that's a whole nother video that I can do, just, you know, how life has changed since I've been pregnant. And yeah, so I think that's really all I want to show you guys. And yeah, like I have like all my paperwork, and I'm really excited. Like, you know, I'm still young. I literally just turned 18. I'm a freshman in college. And my life is definitely changing a lot. But I think I could do it. I think I'm ready. I have support from, you know, those who matter most. So, oh look, the line is popping up, y'all. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all a funny thing about this. So I went to go take another pregnancy test to show you guys. And why is this like not detecting? Oh, I bit my tongue. It's not detecting my baby. Like, what do you mean? But I'm gonna insert this stuff. But yeah, so I'm ready. I can't wait. My due date is October 15th. I'm gonna have a little Libra if it comes around that time. And yeah, it's just really gonna be me and my baby against the world. So, you know, I can't wait. I'm excited. So I will keep you guys updated. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of videos, like taking you guys to the doctor with me. And when I find out, well, I'm not gonna find out the gender, but when the gender comes out and I have like my gender reveal, definitely gonna do a video. Baby shower, definitely gonna do a video. All that good stuff. Birth, not really, probably like updates regarding the birth, but I'm gonna definitely have updates for you guys. So if you have any questions or, you know, any comments, you can leave it down below. I'm gonna leave my comment section open. Just please don't try and bash me, you know. I mean, your opinion is your opinion, but I have a very smart mouth, so I'm gonna have to say something back. And I'm also kind of very emotional right now since I am pregnant, so, you know, I might just tell you SMD, and, you know. But any mommy friends out there, I would love to make friends with you guys. I am located upstate New York right now because I'm in school and I have a house up here. But, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so any mommy friends out there, you know, I would love to make some, or any just, you know, new people in general. I'm open to new relationships and all that good stuff. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Be tuned for more. And yeah, I did it, y'all. Like, I'm proud of myself. Ooh wee. But yeah.